Hey all, it's been a while since we've talked. If we've never talked before and this is your first time meeting me, hi, my name's Rachel. This is mostly a song cover channel. I am classically trained, but I also really enjoy singing in other styles of music such as jazz. So I mostly do those kind of videos, but occasionally I like to sit down and chat and do some fashion related videos, because fashion is also something that I deeply enjoy nearly as much as singing. So yeah, here we are. The last time we talked, I was doing a collab with my friend Julia. Hopefully you know Julia if this is not your first time on my channel, because I collab with her all the time. She's my roommate. She films a lot of my videos because she really enjoys being behind the camera as well as in front of it. Hi Julia! So in that video, when we were still in our apartment before quarantine kicked in and we all had to go home, we were doing a style swap video where she kind of dressed me in her personal style and I put her into a really cute vintage outfit, so that's still a really cute video. So click on that if you have not seen it. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because if you remember in that video, our other roommate Celeste popped in for a quick minute, and she recently gave me the idea of a video that she recently saw about a time capsule wardrobe, where you basically, the way she explained it to me, the challenge is that you pick 10 items of clothing that you can mix and match with, and then 5 accessories, and you have to try to make 15 different outfits. And she sent me that idea saying like, Rachel, I think that this would be right up your alley. So I was like, wow, that is whittling it down a lot. Yeah, I'd love to try doing that. It sounds like a fun challenge, because anyone who's ever met me, I don't know if you can tell this, but I'm not really a minimalist. I kind of strive to be extra at all times. This is about like as minimalist as I get, I think. But I think it sounded like a really fun project. I wanted to see what I could do with items in my closet and which things I thought would go together. So I decided that I want them to have kind of the same color scheme so that I could obviously make them go together easily. So all the clothes that I picked for today are in a pastel color scheme to more easily mix and match them. And I was not quite sure if shoes count as an accessory, so I'm limiting to myself to 2 pairs of shoes. And usually I match the color of my socks to my outfit, because my sibling gave me a pack of multicolored socks last year that I've been using. So I'm gonna limit myself to 1 pair of socks, and they're gonna be in pink, so hopefully those go with my outfit. And yeah, so basically I'm gonna kind of show you guys items of clothing that I have picked out, and then we're gonna switch camera angles to my backyard to show you guys the outfits. For accessories, I have these 2 pairs of shoes, these 3 hats, and I'm counting these barrettes at the bottom as 1 accessory. So in total this is actually 6 accessories and not 5, but I couldn't just limit myself to 1 pair of shoes. I'm sorry. I just pretend that this is 5 items. Okay. Since my style is really reliant on layering, I picked a lot of shirts that I thought would go both well on their own and as well as underneath other kinds of things. And that means simple but nice tops like this kind of pink mauvish color one that I have. It's long sleeve, so it's not perfectly suitable for the summertime, but it's not particularly thick either. It's just like most kinds of materials where it is thin but still kind of made of polyester, so it retains some heat. I got it recently for Christmas, so I guess that was 6 months ago, not that recent. But it is very cottagecore-y, which I find just absolutely adorable, and it's pink, which just puts it so high in my book. And it's got a nice high collar so that it'll show underneath the things that it's layering under. Similarly to the last one, this is another layering piece in a nice mint green, except this one has a nice collar as well as a bow tie at the collar, and it's also a button down. Because this shirt has a bit of a scoop neck, it can be a bit hard to keep the bow tie above whatever it's being layered under if that piece also has a high collar, but it is similarly very cute, and honestly one of my most worn pieces in my wardrobe. It pretty much goes with everything. So this top is a bit of a modern top, does 70s clothes, does Edwardian sort of thing. You know, it's got that very flouncy material around the collar and also just the ruffles completely down the center. It kind of gives off a lot of different vibes, which is why it's a versatile piece, even if it kind of looks very extreme at first appearance. It would be great for costumes if you were going to be a pirate, but it also looks very 70s and vintage because that style was popular at the time. But it also looks very Edwardian because the reason that this style was popular at the time is because it was a reinterpretation of Edwardian clothing. And also it works really well for Lolita styles because even though Lolita styles is based off clothing a bit for the Edwardian period, it's still a very similar vibe and it's just amazing and I love it. It is difficult to eat in because it's hard not to spill anything on the ruffles, but yes, highly recommend. So obviously one of these things is not like the other. This is both a crop top as well as t-shirt material, but all the different colors in the rainbow on it does make it go with a variety of things because, you know, more colors, more color matching. I don't think I really have to explain this. I'm over explaining things. You know what colors go together. It's also very comfortable because it's a crop top and so it's good to wear in hot weather, as well as being very vintage looking because it's got that kind of Polaroid rainbow stripe in the middle that's very 70s. And yeah, it's another one of the pieces in my closet that's very worn. This is a beautiful pink skater skirt with a very pretty flounce at the bottom, as well as a lot of really interesting colors braided into the fabric. It's very rich. I don't know if you can tell from that angle, but just look at all those colors. It is absolutely beautiful and fun to wear. And honestly, isn't that what clothing's all about? Being fun. I'm pretty sure this was someone's school skirt once upon a time, but as a former student who had to wear a uniform myself, I am perfectly fine reclaiming it from the thrift store I got it from. Very basic green skirt. I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep all this audio in because I'm kind of talking a lot, but yeah, it's basic, it's cute, it goes with everything. Even though I like vintage clothes, this is admittedly the most 1950s thing that I own. Most of my style that is vintage is either 70s, 80s, or 1940s. I don't really have a lot of 1950s aesthetic personally because I just don't really like 1950s aesthetic that much. Yeah, sorry, not to roast on everyone who likes 1950s. You can absolutely like what you like, but this is a rarity for me. Most amazingly is this really cute moped design on it, as well as just the mint color of the skirt in general, and the pockets. The pockets are amazing. Also, as with all things that I own that are long, they're just great because I don't have to wear shorts underneath them, and I can sit however the hell I want. It's amazing. This is a very simple black mini dress, but it's an amazing basic for layering, and it's surprisingly flattering given that it has no shape at all. But yeah, it's a very nice basic. I very much like it when I'm doing simpler outfits. Last but not least for the clothing items is this pretty cherub patterned pinafore. Did anyone else call these jumpers as a child? I know that jumper is a sweater in Britain, but when I was a child, a jumper was a sweater and a pinafore was a jumper. And now that I'm older, I call them pinafores because I think just the general culture at large refers to these as pinafores. But did anyone else call them jumpers, or am I just crazy, or was it just my family? Let me know in the comments, please. I need to know this. Wrap up time. I've been watching a lot of Rachel Maxey and she always says that at the end of her videos, so I figured I'd do it. I just came back from the eye doctor, so my eyes are super dilated right now. Gaze into the abyss. I cannot see for shit right now, like for real. Everything is so blurry, both far away and near. Crazy. This was a really fun video. It was time consuming to make, mostly because it takes a lot longer than you think it does to change in and out of outfits. I'm really happy with the way that all of them turned out, except for maybe one of them that I'm not so pleased with, but you know, I needed 15 outfits, so you know, one of them is gonna be not great. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. God, making this video was like murder on my computer's storage system because it was a lot of files, so I'm deleting this straight off of my computer as soon as it's done being edited. I'm totally up for doing more fun fashion videos like this in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all have a lovely day, and bye. I'll see y'all next time. the words are hard.